What's up, everybody? Weston here with the Hidden Gibbon. I was gonna try to find something that was Dune sounding, but I didn't want them to send the soda car after me to just, slaughter me in my sleep. So, we're gonna have to do some generic music for this deck tech video today. Lisan Agaib. And who is our Lisan Agaib today? We have ourselves Hazezon Tamar. Not the new Hazezon, but the Legends Hazezon who costs 7. So, without further ado, let's, control the spice on Arrakis. Let's harness desert power. Let's stop with these terrible Dune jokes, and let's get straight into it, shall we? So, on your next upkeep, after Hazezon is put into play or enters the battlefield, put X Sand Warriors into play, where X is the number of lands under your control. Treat the warriors as 1/1, white and green and red creatures. If Hazezon leaves play, all Sand Warriors are also removed from the game. So, Muad'Dib here is too humble to admit that he can lead a giant army of Fremen to take over Arrakis. So how are we going to do this when he costs 7, right? Well, we're going to ramp. That's how we're going to do it. So let's look at who's going to help him control the spice, shall we? First, we have Balin the Haymaker. Not exactly a desert guy, but we're going to get there. I promise we're going to get there. Tap 2 untapped tokens you control. Add 1 mana of any color. And then you can tap 3 untapped tokens you control to draw a card. Tap 4 untapped tokens you control. Put 3 1/1 counters on Balin the Haymaker. It gains trample until end of turn. So you're kind of harnessing the power of your desert army into Balin. We have Eternal Witness. Bring something back from the graveyard. It's all mystical and shaman looking. And then we have Hazezon, Shaper of Sand. This is our 3/3 for 3 Anaya colors with Desert Walk. They're doing I can't remember what the desert walking was. I know I can remember a lot of things about Dune. Can't remember the sand dancing or whatever. You may play desert lands from your graveyard, and whenever a desert enters the battlefield under your control, create 2 1/1 red, green, and white Sand Warrior creature tokens. So revolves around deserts. Yes, we are going to be running all the deserts in this deck. We have Jetmir, Nexus of Revels. So creatures you control get +1/+0 and have vigilance as long as you control 3. And then if you control 6, they get +1/+0 in trample. And as they get +1/+0 in double strike as long as you have 9. So get all of the Fremen out there to do lots and lots of things. Lotus Cobra, so when you enter, when a land enters, you get to generate some mana. We have Lovisa Cold Eyes. Each creature that's a barbarian, a warrior, or a berserker gets +2/+2 in haste. It is one of the very, very few warrior synergistic cards out there. We have Maja or Maha, Bretagard Protector. It's a 2/3 for 2 generic green and 2 white. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you create a 1/1 white human warrior creature token. We have Naali, Sun's Vanguard. Attacking tokens have double strike, and whenever 1 or more tokens you control attack a player, exile the top card of your library. During your turn, during any turn you attacked with a token, you may play that card. Oracle Moldiah, you can play an additional land. You can play lands from the top of your library. And you play with the top of your library revealed. We have Sakura Tribe Elder in here, so Steve. We have Sand Scout. When it enters the battlefield, if an owner controls more lands than you, you get to search for a desert and put it onto the battlefield tap, then shuffle. And whenever 1 or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere, create a 1/1 red, green, and white Sand Warrior creature token. Its ability triggers only once each turn. We have Springheart and Tuco in here. Lets us copy things and get more stuff out there. We have Suki, Kiyoshi, Captain. Other warriors you control get +1/+1. Attacking warriors you control gain double strike until end of turn. We have Tanuk Memorial Ensign in here, so landfall, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. If it's the second time, you get to draw a card. Tireless Provisioner, Tyler's Tracker don't need any introduction. We have the allegedly AI art Toph with Toph Hard-Headed Teacher. which is when Toph enters, you may discard a card. If you do, return target insert sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Whenever you cast a spell, Earthbend 1. If that spell is a lesson, put an additional 1/1 counter on it. We have Wood Elves. This is useful, and you could probably put in some more Earthbending cards because a lot of the deserts have sack abilities to do things. We have Wood Elves, so when he enters, you search for a forest and put it on the battlefield. Sorceries. We've got ourselves Blasphemous Act. We have Escape to the Wilds. Exile the top 5 cards of your library. You may play exiled cards until the end of turn, and you may play an additional land. We have a million search or ramp spells in Cultivate, Farseek, Nature's Lore, Kodama's Reach, Rampant Growth, Skyshroud Claim, Open the Way, Tempt with Discovery, 3 visits, and then some oddballs. Map the Frontier, which is search your library for up to 2 basic land cards or deserts and put them onto the battlefield tapped. And Hour of Promise, search your land for up to 2 land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. If you control 3 or more deserts, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. 2 tokens. We have Shared Roots, search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped. Then we have ourselves a Titanic Ultimatum. Give all of our stuff +5/+5, First Strike, Lifelink, and Trample. It's a good finisher spell. It's been, power crept into oblivion, but we're having fun here. And then we have Wrath of God. Muad'Dib gets mad. Muad'Dib is going to drop his atomics on the Sodakar. So, yeah, that's how we're doing this. For instance, we have Chaos Warp with our giant space whale worm thing. We have Cloud Shift to blink some stuff. Ephemerate to blink some stuff. Earth Shape, Earthbend 3. Then each creature you control power less than or equal to that land's power gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. And then you gain indestructible. Enter Restoration is also a ramp spell. Flawless Maneuver protects. Flicker of Fate blinks something. We have Generous Gift and Stroke of Midnight for some removal. And then we have Secure the Waste, create X White Warrior creature tokens. Then we have our artifacts in Chromatic Lantern, Conjurer's Closet to blink some stuff, Strionic Resonator, Crucible of Worlds, Panharmonicon, and Skull Clamp. Our enchantments are Annie joins up. When it enters the battlefield, deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker and opponent controls. If a triggered ability of a legendary creature you control triggers, it triggers an additional time. Anointed Procession doubles our tokens. Assemble the Legion puts red and white soldier creature tokens with haste for each muster counter. So, this is, we're going to say that this is the army of House Atreides because they are very well assembled. They kind of, at least in the modern movie, I would say, House Atreides kind of looking like Greek or Roman stylistic stuff. Desert Warfare, whenever you sacrifice a desert and whenever a desert card is put into your graveyard from your library, put that card onto the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next turn's end step. And then at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 5 or more deserts, create that many 1/1 red, green, and white Sand Warrior creature tokens. They gain haste, harnessing that desert power for Desert Warfare. We have Evolutionary Leap, sack it, reveal cards from the top of your library to reveal a creature card, put that card into your hand, the rest on the bottom. We have our Gaia's Cradle we have at home. We have Impact Tremors. Whenever a creature you control enters, this enchantment deals 1 damage. So think of that like Impact Tremors as like the vibrations and stuff used to attract the Senchalude. We have Intangible Virtue, creature tokens you control get +1/+1, and have Vigilance. We have Martyr's Cause, sacrifice a creature, prevent all damage to a creature or player from one source. We have Sandworm Convergence because we could not have this without the Senchalude. The Dune worms. Creatures with flying can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. And at the beginning of your end step, create a 5/5 green worm creature token. Then we have War Leader's Call. Creatures get +1/+1. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. For our lands, although Arrakis is desolate, we do have ourselves a little bit less desolate lands. We have Adagia, a whole planet here, and Avendo, also a whole planet here. We have Kevaron, because we do have some recursion. This is the bad one, right? Like, it is impossibly bad. But you get to make a 2/2 colors robot creature token, and then creatures you control get +1/+1 and haste until end of turn. So it does pump your tokens, and you do sacrifice your lands. We do have a ton of deserts. So we have Arid Archway in here. We have Desert of the Fervent. We have Original Desert, Desert of the Indomitable, Desert of the True, Desert of the, Dunes of the Dead. When it's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. We have Grasping Dunes. You can sacrifice it, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature, activate only as a sorcery. Hashep Oasis. You can sacrifice a desert, target creature gets +3/+3. We have Ramunap Ruins. You can pay 1 life, add a red, or you can sack it to deal 2 damage to each opponent. Sanctum of Eternity is also in here. Not a desert, though. Return target commander you own from the battlefield to your hand. Activate this ability only during your turn. And we have Scavenger Ground, so sacrifice a desert, exile all graveyards. We have Sandstorm Verge. Target creature can't block this turn. And Sephet Dunes, which is sacrifice a desert. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Secret Tunnel. And then Sunscorched Desert. Whenever a desert, Sunscorched Desert enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target opponent. But yeah, let me know what you think. I really like the new Dune movies. I find them amazing. It's a shame that I did not want to get my channel nuked from orbit by Warner Brothers by putting some music on here, but I'll try to find something that at least sounds like it. But as always, I am Weston with the Hidden Gibbon, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.